following is a presentation of TFNN, Living a Primal Lifestyle. Now, your hosts, Nico De Haan and Paige Clarke.
Welcome to Living a Primal Lifestyle. It's Friday, and what's the date today? The 1st of February already. I mean, it's flying by.
It is.
Paige and Nico. How's everybody doing?
Good morning. Good afternoon.
Everybody, the number here is 877-927-6648, and it's a beautiful day here in downtown Clearwater. About 57 degrees this morning, folks. It's beautiful. It's a winter day in Florida, and nothing could be better. We love winter here because it gets a little bit cooler, not like you have up north, of course. Right now, you guys are howling. I'm sure it's freezing in some parts of the country. So, you have a good week? You're feeling better?
I am. I had a little eye boo-boo for a bit, but much better.
Good, of course. Healing naturally. What could be better than that? I want to talk a little bit about the Health Signals newsletter, folks, because you can pick this up for only $10 a month. You get 2 fabulous issues a month and lots of information, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about the information. Now, it leads off with one of the leading heart surgeons in America speaking out about what really causes heart disease. And this is not a real new article, but I thought...
It's right on. Though.
Yeah,
right,
it is
spot on with what we've been telling. I mean, Dr. Lundell has been a famous surgeon performing open heart surgery and bypasses, and he finally, in his retirement, says, look, it isn't working. What we've been telling you, it's like he came clean. It's a big release.
Yeah.
You know?
And he really goes in depth explaining what went wrong and why you need to go into a more traditional type of diet that we've had for thousands of years. Mm-hmm. Simple as that.
Staying away from the processed sugars. I like the explanation that he gave of, imagine if you took a wire brush and you scrubbed your skin every day. You'd have inflammation and you'd have pain, and that's kind of what we need to understand, what these processed foods, these refined sugars and these unhealthy fats, trans fats, and even to a point some of the high omega-6 polyunsaturated fats. They're creating irritation in our arteries.
Exactly.
And the cholesterol is just the innocent bystander trying to save your life. And can you believe people try to limit that? Yeah,
and that's really the double whammy, because here first you get the food with the inflammation, so your body's inflamed, and now they're trying to prevent the cholesterol from going in and doing the repairs.
And,
so, I mean,
it's almost like a surveillance team. The cholesterol would float through your body, just like a surveillance team. Or just if you didn't have inflammation, it wouldn't have any holes to patch
That's right.
up.
It would be just looking out for you.
Now you need to have it so it can go make those patches and save your life.
Yeah. So basically, he's saying you stay away from foods that cause inflammation. We know those are grains. Especially in the modern form, that's not traditional grains, because traditional grains were prepared in a much different manner.
Properly prepared traditional grains, maybe not so bad.
Exactly.
Right.
And then, of course, the modern processed oils, which are what they call vegetable oils, which really aren't vegetable oils, as we talk about many times. These are grain oils or bean oils. And what are some of the other things? Of course, the fast food, the trans fats, and then... basically, they're feeding all the animals the same crap they're feeding us. So the animals are sick, then we're eating animal food that is not good for us. And
that's a really good point, because a lot of people don't understand that even those of us that really support a traditional diet, we like seeing you get your nutrition from what we call healthy concentrators, your grass-fed cows eating their natural diet.
Yeah.
Again, if you're eating beef at McDonald's or beef at Longhorn or something, they're just buying conventionally factory
we know
form.
It's not even 100% beef, because they call it 100% beef. I think the law says it has to be 57% or something like that beef.
That's kind of gross.
Yeah, it is. And they throw soybeans in it and things like that. Of course, then they fry it or grill it in a manner that it's not good for it.
Do you remember soybean burgers when you were in school?
Yeah, those were the health food, weren't they, at that time?
I can remember the smell,
it was
when you were in school. But you were so hungry that you were kind of like, oh, what are we having? We're having this. But they presented it as if it was something good. Well, you just smother, you put ketchup or mustard all over it.
They vilified all the good food and said, it brought all the bad food in and said it was good for you. So it's really, anyway.
It's nice to hear a major heart surgeon say,
very important. The second article is why using sunscreen leads to mental health disorders and critical illnesses.
That's a great article.
Great article. You need to really be aware of that sunscreen really isn't that good for you, and why. You know, certain people, I know my wife had many, many problems for years with skin cancers. Since she's been on the Primal diet, folks, no problems at all. I mean, she would go to the dermatologist every 3 months and have something cut out of her.
Hey, you know, when you see people that have the age spots on their skin, those are called lipofuscin or liver spots.
Yeah.
And I really believe what we found is those are where people have been exposed, they've been using chemicals on their skin, and they've been ingesting the processed seed oils and those or the oils that go rancid in your body.
Yeah, peanut oil.
Yeah, and so the oil rancidity causes the spotting.
Right. Then there's I promised you an article about the problems with grains, nuts, seeds, and beans with the phytic acid, and it's a real detail in here why this is not good for you. So you can read that. Then 10 tips on how to prevent sicknesses in general. And this is just...
That's great for this time of year. I mean,
exactly, because we want to boost our immune system. Then there's an article about the primal cuisine. I had Polly Halstead here last week with an interview.
it was a great show.
Yeah, it was a great show. It's a great book. I highly recommend it because the food looks so fantastic and the way she prepares it. And there's many, many recipes in there that...
and I think so many people that are trying to adapt the primal or traditional foods, they tend to think that, oh, it's just a few things, and it's not that at all.
No.
Yeah.
And then there's an article about this data is very strong that the marijuana plant extract stops cancer from spreading. Now, this is important because, of course, as a nation, we're talking about marijuana. We now have a few states that allow it medically, and some, like Colorado, I believe, and Washington State, where you can actually go into a shop, just like you used to do in Amsterdam, and smoke some, or maybe vaporize it, or buy cookies and stuff with the plant in it. So no longer do you have fear of that you're going to be arrested for doing a recreational drug that is much like alcohol, probably less harmful than alcohol, and so you certainly... it's probably not a good idea to drive with it, but you probably drive a lot slower if you're, So I'm thinking it's not as bad as it. Yeah, you're just going to be a little paranoid, and you're going to drive a lot better.
But let's go back to this, because I would think maybe one day we could actually talk more about this. I think it's very interesting. You know, hemp was a main crop for our forefathers. In fact, I heard, and I might be repeating something that's I haven't vetted out, but that it was actually illegal not to grow hemp. It was such a
well,
big...
if you were a farmer, you would allow you were allowed to make a certain or required to do a certain amount of hemp because, of course, clothing, and it's great for paper, making paper. It's great for doing lots of things like clothing and things.
Well, we need to maybe clarify too. You know, there are different species.
Yeah,
some
hemp
that
is not a type of plant that will give you the buzz.
Right.
Or I don't even know if it has any of the medicinal qualities that marijuana
does. But
yes.
the key is it's a very powerful plant family.
Yeah.
It was a part of our history, and I think we need to start taking a closer look at it. Because my philosophy is anything that the government is trying to tell us to suppress, we need to look closer at to why.
I agree 100%. Next article is the hidden third of life, which of course is sleep. We spend so much time, 8 hours every single 24-hour period is devoted to sleeping, and we want to be able to sleep soundly, and we want to have that nice REM sleep. And these are some interesting things that I found on 10 ways that you can help it. And I started using one of them because sometimes I have a little trouble falling asleep because I go to bed at like 9 or 9:30, sometimes a little bit early, and I'm up watching a little TV with my wife, which I probably should stop an hour earlier just to get myself...
Well, the TV kind of stimulates you, but I have to commend you. I mean, if we, from a growth hormone standpoint, and that's probably, contributing to your strength and your endurance and everything, if we're asleep by 10, then you get those maximum 4 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a circadian rhythm, and between 10 and 2 is when you're secreting your anti-aging hormones. So I try and motivate people, and retrain yourself to go to bed at those times.
No doubt. My mother always told me the hours before 12 midnight count as double as far as the benefit.
And I have to remind myself, because I tend to be a little night owlish, everything that I'm doing, which is usually reading, I could easily do at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
If I wake up, if for some reason I wake up that early, or 5 o'clock, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I wake up at about 5 because I want to be at my studio around 6:30, and that gives me a nice leisure time to get ready. I don't want to be rushed in the morning. I want to have my bulletproof coffee. I want to have my ham and eggs.
You want to see the sunrise?
I want to see. I go out in my bare feet, no matter how cold it is, and get the paper and stand there in the grass for a while and ground myself and look at the stars and the moon and see what the positions are. I really want to be connected connected here. You know, we have Bob on the line from Colorado, so I think we need to talk to him. Hey, Bob, how you doing today?
Good, Nico. I always listen to you when I'm trading, but I wanted to call you on this before. You have a lady guest, and what is her name?
Paige. She's my co-host. Yes.
Oh, Paige, you're your co-host.
Yes.
My name is Bobby. I'm from Greeley, but I had a girlfriend that she was having problems about 10 years ago with her ovaries, and her sister had a hysterectomy, and I went to the consult with this girl I was going out with for many years, and they wanted to do a half hysterectomy. Well, I'm an incomplete quad, and I go to an acupuncturist / Chinese herbalist. Mm-hmm. And she brought out a book, and she made Gail read this information about sea kelp. And she said, I want you, and she wrote out what brand to buy and stuff. And she was taking like 10 capsules of sea kelp a day and changing her diet more to vegetables and fish and stuff instead of beef. And she went back 6 months later, and all of her ovaries, the polyps on one side of her ovaries, have literally shrunk and disappeared, and they haven't done anything.
Well, that's fabulous news, and that's just right on target of what I do in my practice. She was eating the kelp to get the iodine-rich nutrients, and many of you or my clients know that I tell people all the organs that secrete something get cancer or get into trouble. And all the organs that secrete something are the ovaries, the testes, the breasts, the thyroid, and they're very iodine concentrators. They need the iodine to stay healthy. And so that's just wonderful news that you were able to, get her that help from a traditional Chinese medicine doctor practicing a 5,000-year very effective form of medicine. And that's great news. So
yeah, she's been back for a checkup, and I was talking to Gail, how you been? And we're not together anymore, but we were together 15 years. But she goes, I'm healthy, and.
Well, that's wonderful news. And when you made that comment, Bob, I'll just want to fit this in. You said she went away to vegetables and seafood. That's all in the area of the primal living.
That's what we're talking about all the time.
Even beef. See, that's where we have to qualify. If you're eating organic grass-fed beef where they're eating their grass, it's a very high iodine food. In fact, raw milk is loaded with iodine. Pasteurized, different animal. Stay away from it.
Yeah. Awesome call. Thanks so much for calling, Bob.
How about powdered milk?
Oh, no.
No.
Processed, pasteurized, homogenized, damaging of the fat. So try and get your real raw milk. Find a raw milk farmer.
Yeah, we'll be talking about raw milk in one of the couple of segments coming up. Thanks a lot, Bob, for calling.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Bob.
it.
All right, thanks.
Take care.
Bye.
We'll be back in a couple of minutes, and the number here is 877-927-6648. Talk to you soon.
Tom O'Brien's weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, has helped subscribers for over 10 years navigate the high-risk world of exploring and producing gold companies. And now's a great time to sign up for a free month-long trial to see the kind of insight that Tom delivers for his subscribers on a weekly basis. Every Monday, Tom O'Brien issues a quick update on the metal market, giving you his take on the HUI, XAU, GLD, dollar, bonds, and much more. Tom follows Monday's update with a full gold report, which is delivered to subscribers Tuesday afternoon with detailed coverage of 24 separate gold or metal stocks, as well as another 10 to 15 stocks that he lets you know are on his potential watch list. Get your month-long free trial to the Gold Report today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Don't spend another year navigating the metal markets on your own. Act early in 2013 and make the most of your gold and metal market investments. You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC. TFNN is proud to partner with Great Panther Silver for another exciting silver coin giveaway. The Great Panther Silver Super Silver Giveaway begins the week of January 28th, and we'll be choosing 47 lucky winners. It's free to enter with absolutely no strings attached. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com today to fill out your entry form. Every hour that we're on the air, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. the week of January 28th, we'll be randomly choosing one lucky winner that will win a silver coin or bar from Great Panther Silver and TFNN. And the final hour of the week, Friday, February 1st, we'll choose 3 lucky winners. That's 47 winners in just 1 week, with over $1,000 in silver given away to our loyal listeners. Register today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. And for more information on Great Panther Silver, you can click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com, or check them out on the NYSE Amex symbol GPL, or on the Toronto Stock Exchange symbol GPR.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Wealth Management. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportions of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley believes a carefully selected portfolio can lower volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what an asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Wealth Management financial advisor can do for you. Call Angela O'Brien, First Vice President and Financial Planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Wealth Management, LLC. Member SIPC.
This segment is brought to you by Great Panther Silver. For more information, just click the Great Panther Silver banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back to the show, folks. This is Nico and Paige, and the number here is 877-927-6648.
We got to make an announcement about that great silver giveaway.
Okay,
that
that's our Great Panther Silver giveaway winner, and we have one every hour. And this hour we have Dave of Cumberland, Rhode Island, and I think Dave is on the line now, right, Dave?
Yeah, Nico, how are you today?
And you won, we're doing great, and you won 1 ounce silver coin, right?
How about that? Hi, Paige.
Hi there, Dave.
That's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
I'm telling you, man. So you're a listener. You listen to this show also?
Oh, yes, I do, Nico. I listen to you guys every Friday.
Awesome.
I look forward to your show, as well as being into finances. I'm into healthy lifestyle. I'm a weight trainer.
Oh, great.
I've been following you for quite a while because I do the paleo diet. I've been doing that for the longest time, and now people are starting to really understand the benefits of it. And getting away from what the FDA requires, and that's why we have so many Americans overweight.
We got to start thinking for ourselves. And it's kind of neat what you said. You do your financial trading, and then you're listening to the health, and the little saying that most people spend their wealth. Most people lose their health trying to gain their wealth, and then they spend their wealth trying to regain their health. So it's kind of good that you're targeting them all right now.
Absolutely. The body is the temple of the mind.
Yeah, no doubt about
Love it.
Well, congratulations, Dave, and keep on trading and keep on listening to Living a Primal Lifestyle. We appreciate it.
Yeah, send us your questions, and we'll get them on the line.
Thank you so much. Hey, real quick, do you guys make your own ghee?
I have made it before. I don't on a regular basis.
For a lot of people,
Yeah.
ghee is clarified butter, which removes the milk protein. And in Ayurvedic medicine, it's used as a cleanse, a natural cleanse. But
the reason I made it because my wife is allergic to casein, and so we thought, and it's been documented that it's a lot better, but it didn't work for her. So.
Yeah, I use it for all my frying, and it's fantastic, actually. It's very healthy.
delicious.
The best there
absolutely.
is.
There's nothing better on this planet than butter. I mean, if I could, the way it's been, vilified, but the people are waking up, and I'm glad to hear it. I don't care. I mean, I will even go so far as to say even store-bought pasteurized butter, I mean, it's still a superfood. The vitamins make it, ironically, through the pasteurization. Yeah. I use full raw butter. Yeah. I use it, cook everything in, and ghee is wonderful.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll talk about that sometime, some of the other uses of ghee. In
Absolutely.
Terms of
I'm right with you guys.
Okay.
Fantastic show. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Dave. Really appreciate that.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So I also got some nice emails, and I picked out a couple of them. Mitch sent me this email, and this one really was about, let me get it up here, this article, Avoid Weight Gain by Eating on a Schedule, and it's from My Health News Daily. And the funny thing is, the picture on front is a clock, but next to it are the things I wouldn't be eating would be a scone. Sugar, and the other is
it looks like
some
a croissant and a glass of orange juice.
And a glass of orange juice.
And where's the protein to slow down the sugar spike?
There's none. And what's happening, folks, of course, is that they're sugar burners, and sugar doesn't last very long. So you need to, if you're a sugar burner, you need to eat about every 2 or 3 hours.
And that's kind of what we were talking about a little bit earlier, that a lot of people who are hypoglycemic, they get into this habit of eating every hour and a half. Because they maintain a higher blood sugar level. It never dips. So I submit that maybe they're maintaining a high insulin level, and high insulin level is dangerous. Well, it goes hand in hand because to maintain your equilibrium, insulin has to be introduced. And anytime, there's a couple of things that happen, and this is really important. We got about a minute and a half left here. So the first thing that happens is that your insulin shuts down fat burning. So you're not going to burn any fat, so any fat cells that you have, you got in storage, and this happens to people who are really overweight, is they're not going to burn that fat, and even the only thing that might happen is if they exercise to extreme, they'll start burning fat again. Yes.
But
the insulin is like an irritation to the cells. It's screaming.
Exactly.
It's high.
Glycation is what they call it.
Exactly.
And glycation
protein and sugar.
It's the sugar molecules bind to protein, and they start getting real sticky, and this is what causes wrinkles on the outside. But just imagine that happening on the inside, in your organs, in your arteries, and this is happening all over your body, in your brain. No wonder we're having so many problems with inflammation diseases because the glycation is
and I'm just getting a visual of this. When your insulin levels stay elevated, and if you notice on main blood tests, they test glucose levels, but they don't test your insulin level. An elevated insulin level is basically saying that you are insulin resistant. The insulin's being pumped out to say to the cells, hey, I got some sugar, the sugar here, you need to let it in. Insulin is the carrier to take it into the cell. But if the insulin level is screening, the cells ignore it, you don't get the sugar in your cells, your blood sugar stays high, you're in trouble.
And the glucose really turns into fat in that cell.
Your body says, hey, I can't have this floating around, I might as well stick it on our hips.
So great article that he sent me, and this is particularly why we're on a primal diet, folks. 877-927-6648. We'll be back in a couple of minutes.
Honey.
Recently, on December 28th, Market Insight subscribers were advised to go along the QQQ, the NASDAQ 100 ETF, on December 28th at $63.91. And only 2 trading days later, after a huge jump in the markets, Market Insight subscribers were advised to sell the QQQ at $66.64 for a $2.73 or 4.27% profit to start off 2013. At the same time, Tom O'Brien had advised his clients looking for a more leveraged trade that they could have initiated negotiated a position in the QLD, the ProShares Ultra QQQ ETF, and over the same 2 trading days, Market Insights subscribers were able to lock in a $4.48 profit or an 8.47% gain in just 1 trade. Get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during your free trial and pay nothing. Don't miss out on the next great trading opportunity in 2013. Act today. Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Recently, Basil Chapman has had some outstanding trades in his newsletter, The Opening Call. Each morning by 9 a.m., Basil uploads his newsletter to the TFNN servers so that his subscribers can access his expert trading advice. Basil gives his take on the direction of key indices and updates any active trades that his subscribers are currently in. Just recently, Basil subscribers closed out a short position in Chipotle Mexican Grill, CMG, for more than an $86 profit per share, over a 20% gain in just 1 position. If you'd like to try out Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, then visit the front page of TFNN.com and click Trading Newsletters. There you'll find Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, where you can request a free sample copy. Also, don't miss Basil's program, The Tiger Technicians Hour, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, on TFNN.
Tom O'Brien's weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, has helped subscribers for over 10 years navigate the high-risk world of exploring and producing gold companies. And now's a great time to sign up for a free month-long trial to see the kind of insight that Tom delivers for his subscribers on a weekly basis. Every Monday, Tom O'Brien issues a quick update on the metal market, giving you his take on the HUI, XAU, GLD, dollar, bonds, and much more. Tom follows Monday's update with a full gold report, which is delivered to subscribers Tuesday afternoon with detailed coverage of 24 separate gold or metal stocks, as well as another 10 to 15 stocks that he lets you know are on his potential watch list. Get your month-long free trial to the Gold Report today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Don't spend another year navigating the metal markets on your own. Act early in 2013 and make the most of your gold and metal market investments.
This segment is brought to you by Crocodile Gold. For more information, just click the Crocodile Gold banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back to the show, folks. It's Nico and Paige here on Living a Primal Lifestyle. And on the phone, we have Mike from Miami. Hi, Mike. How's it going today?
Hi, Nico. Hi, Paige.
Welcome back, man. What's up?
It's been a while since we spoke. I wanted to thank you for those stretches that you sent me.
Oh, great. You use them?
Yeah, I've been using them ever since.
And
they help.
They do help. One of the things, about doing stretches and things like that is the core is so important to activate while you're doing these stretches. And I think some of the videos that I sent you do really emphasize that. And also, if you look at some of the yoga, I listened to a gal, what the heck is her name now? It's on YouTube here. And her name is, let me find it here, Kino, I think her name is. Yeah,
Kino McGregor?
Kino Yoga, Kino McGregor. And she's really excellent in talking about not only advanced stuff, but also about how to begin and just nail that core so you can take the pressure off the back. And that's just so important.
Kino McGregor is in Miami, by the way.
Yeah.
And she is one of the only Ashtanga certified instructors in the United States. That's the yoga method that I'm trained in.
And it's the best. She is the best there is, as far as I'm concerned.
The spelling of her first name is with a K?
K-I-N-O.
McGregor.
McGregor is her last name. But if you just write Kino Yoga, and you'll get her. And she's very pleasant to look at, too. So she's gorgeous.
That's true.
Yeah.
But you can actually go to her studio if you're in Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. It's probably close to where I live, downtown here. I wanted to talk about buying or helping out local businesses that sell whole foods of different. I can appreciate that it's probably not proper for you guys to tout these businesses, but maybe for your callers to, call in and.
Well, I don't mind touting any business that does that, for sure. I mean, that's what, we don't have really sponsors directly to us. It's the TFNN. So we're not obligated to anybody, so we feel free to talk about just about any subject.
And we love to promote, the small farmer.
So Tom O'Brien, I think it was during the market sell-off 2007-9, he actually was promoting a new show where he would promote local businesses. I think it only went several segments and then it stopped.
That's right.
I don't know why.
Yeah. I don't know why either, but he was promoting a guy down here that was selling olive oil and stuff. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
I don't know, but there's a place that sells grass-fed beef. Perhaps White Oak Pastures.
White Oak, yes.
Yeah, I know White Oak. Yeah,
Yeah. I think they put out an excellent product.
Great products.
It's very reasonably priced.
Yeah. There's another Tropical Traditions also sells grass-fed beef.
One, sure.
And they sell great.
Providence Meats, which is right here out of Ocala. That's an idea. That's a great idea. We're trying to work on creating a resource page, and
Yeah,
we could really.
There's a small grocery store / health food supplement store called Toonies. Have you heard of that?
No.
Coral Springs. Check them out. It's an excellent store. And their prices are generally 10 to 15% lower than Publix.
Oh, wow.
Very good.
That's
you can buy various foods there and supplements. And it's really worth the drive to go up. My wife and I drive up there every couple of months.
Well, that's a great point, Mike, because a lot of people say, where can I get these things? And maybe that would be a great idea for us as we're trying to create this forum or something. We'll create a resource page, and it could be an open resource page, do your own vetting. But our listeners, Tigers and Tigresses, are saying these are the places they're using, they're having great success. That's an idea.
Yeah. Yeah, well, kind of stuck. Well, here in Florida, there's a monopoly of grocery stores, Publix. But if you go to a local Publix, a neighborhood Publix, and you request a product, that manager has to bring that product in.
Yes. And that's a good point. And, I think Publix is one of those friendly stores that the manager is really in charge of what, generally, especially for specialty items. So I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, so we could all make a difference.
Yeah. Well, we have to let our voices be heard. We have to start asking the people that we do business with to go along with what we're thinking and what we want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Squeaky wheel gets the grease.
Exactly.
I love, just as an example, we have a whole natural food store here in Clearwater called Nature's Food Patch. It's an independent grocer, and it's just booming. It's you walk in there, it's got such high energy, and the first thing you see when you walk in is we will not irradiate our food. That's huge. Now, unfortunately, the big guys, even Whole Foods, unfortunately, they've been found out that they do irradiate, and I hope we can talk more about the danger of irradiation.
They're also against the labeling GMOs too.
I won't spend $1 in Whole Foods.
Yeah.
Right. Well, so you see where I'm going with that. Hopefully, we can get Publix to increase their green wise, and the more people walk in and say, I want to buy stuff from you, it needs to be from sustainable local. Publix is a local company here, headquartered in Lakeland.
The issue with Publix is they'll bring it in once, and if it's not a seller, they will not bring it in again.
Sure, then we have to tell our friends and go and buy the stuff.
But I look at the difference in the Publix parking lot, and from a few years ago before Nature's Food Patch did their big redo, and there's a big difference. They're losing customers to people that want to buy foods that are
so sooner or later they're going to be paying more and more attention to the things like that.
Well, you see the product. Before you couldn't find the grass-fed butter. What's that Irish butter called?
The Kelly Gold.
Kerrygold.
Gold.
Yeah, and now I find it in all
everywhere. Publix has it. Yeah.
I have 3 Publixes within 3 blocks of each other here downtown.
It's amazing. Yeah, exactly. we have the same thing in ours.
They're all very different, you know, and that is a result of the neighborhoods around them. But,
well, maybe we can create something that says Tiger and Tiger's favorites, you know? Sustainable, wholesome
Well, we're
food
working on it.
source.
Tommy, we're talking to Tommy about that, and
okay.
we'll get it done for sure.
All right. You guys have a good week.
Thanks a lot, Mike.
Thanks a lot.
Appreciate the call. Very nice. Very nice to hear some great feedback, too. I got another email here from Justin. And Justin, I'll just read the email. I was wondering if you posted anywhere what you include in your morning green drink. I have heard you talk about it many times and never found any resources with a recipe, even on your blog. The reason I don't put it on my blog, it's a concoction that's not made by me. It's Auric Greens made by Paradise Farms or Paradise something. And
The key is you're using a good, high-quality multi-green mix.
Yeah, Auric is the
oxygen radical absorption capacity.
Thank you very much. And so I just want to be sure that I get the essentials of my greens, because I tend not to eat that many greens. I use them sparingly, and that's what works for me. Right now I'm competing at a pretty high level, and I'm training very, very hard. I need my protein. I need my fats. And the other thing I put into it is the gelatin that Paige suggested.
Great Lakes gelatin.
Yeah, and I've noticed quite a difference in how my hands feel from gripping in jiu-jitsu, and they're not as sore, and my nails are growing very, very well also, so that's working for me.
Right.
So, other thing that he mentions is, are you going to talk about the Morning Land Dairy? Now, Morning Land Dairy is a dairy that, did they have a fire, or they...
Well, they actually create artesian raw cheeses.
Okay.
And without going into the whole story, you know, like these raw milk producers, they have been rated by the government.
Yes, that's what it is.
And the dairy board of that 5-state area of Missouri.
Yeah.
And
Morning Land Dairy destroyed by feds, $250,000 in inventory stolen by the government.
Right. So, guys, what we have to understand is, let's take a look. Why is the government spending all these resources with these armed raids of these small farmers, the American small farmer? It just tells me that they don't want people to have access to the healthy food because it interferes with, you know, the processed food, which is not doing us any good.
Yeah, these are all, I mean, this is a relatively large dairy.
So you want to know what's funny?
What?
So it's funny that you got that letter from him. I called them. I called the sheriff's department.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you told me about that. Let's share that. That's really interesting.
Well, you know, I ran out of time before our show this morning, but I was reading the article on Natural News about kind of going through the ordeal of this raid and how this small artesian cheese farmer was put out of business. Again, remember, raw cheese, superfood. It's concentrated nutrition. The greens that we can't always break down, the cow breaks them down. We get our fat-soluble vitamins. So I was reading the article, and whenever I get something which says, here's the resources so you can contact the people and let them know what you think, I do it. I mean, if it's senators, even if it's not my state, I just want to tell them what I think. It just feels good to me. It feels good to, like, you know, just get something off your chest.
Yeah.
So they first listed the sheriff's office that was involved, and then it had the dairy council. I didn't get to that, but maybe I will this afternoon. But I got one of the sheriffs, and he was actually one of the guys that was there. Well, we got into like a half-hour conversation. I was interviewing him, and I told him, I said, well, I have a radio show, and I'm going to talk about how important I think it is that we realize when the government's going aggressively after a food like this, there has to be something they know that this is really a superfood. It's going to interfere with heart surgery. You know, I mean, we know that raw dairy is what cleans out arteries. Remember the Gouda cheese, the K2? Right.
Yep.
And anyways, I had a great conversation with this guy, and next thing I knew, I had him, you know, saying, well, the truth is, I do skim the cream off of the dairy, and I enjoy that. Cool. And I did a little education and had an opportunity to just exchange information with him. His argument was, you know, we were there protecting the peace. You know, there were some people that were interfering with this agreed to pickup of the inventory. But again, sometimes it just feels great to reach out and say, you know, express your voice.
Like the other thing he mentioned is the Oxford new dictionary, or the new Bible. I think that's what he was talking about. And this is a Bible that I think is more has more of the current language in it. Mm-hmm. I suppose it's touted on one of these sites that it's the new pro-homosexual Bible, and it's a big hit with gays. That may be true. For me, you know, my dad always had a saying that there's a religion for every person on earth because it's very personal. And that always struck a bell with me. But my own interpretation, and I've read the Holy Bible, the Old Testament, the New Testament when I was young. I've read other Bibles. My thing is I go more towards that these ancient texts in their ancient form were probably more along the line of how Santos Bonucci talks, that they're science books and they're explanations of how the world works.
The holy sciences.
They weren't made for a
literal interpretation.
A literal interpretation. Maybe they were in the beginning, but I think, as people spread news in the old days, where they were sitting around campfires and things like that and trying to explain to people, this is what I found and this is how things work, and they were making fables out of it. And then somewhere along the line, the first corporation of the world really was Christianity.
That is more true than people know.
Yeah, so, and a corporation wants to get people to align with them, to buy their products or to give them money. That's what corporations do.
A corporation
and they want to grow, and they want
to...
governments do the same thing. And governments...
So who owns those corporations?
Christianity?
Oh, no, who owns the corporations, really? There's elite pocket of people. There's top group of people that are the stockholders in a corporation. Yeah. And you and I were talking about the fact that the world governments have been taken over by corporatism. I mean,
of course.
They're
corporations. You can see this in America, and you see this in the EU. Right. Happening, but you also see it in places like Africa. I mean, they're digging for
Australia. Santos Bonacci was talking about the fact that it's actually a corporation incorporated in the state of New York. So you got, and if some of you don't know who we're talking about, Santos Bonacci is
you need to
just
talk about
absolutely fascinating teacher, and he teaches a science called syncretism that is basically the holy sciences, the truth. If you are a truth seeker, a spiritual seeker, and you really want to know the truth, you can spend hours listening to his works. Google his name, Santos Bonacci. You can go to his YouTube station and watch his videos, and you'll understand. And I am very proud to say, guess who I had a personal consult with?
It's great. It's great.
I had a personal consultation with Santos Bonacci last night. He lives in Melbourne, Australia. So just sharing with you, he's someone that I value, that I believe he's a truth. He's like a philosopher. He's like a great philosopher.
He's really opened my eyes to many, many things that I was kind of on the fringe with before. And now when he talks about things, he goes back to, in fact, he opened my eyes that there were so many books written way back when, not only 400 years ago, 600 years ago, 2,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago. He brings out the books and starts quoting these people. And, I'm thinking to myself, why weren't we taught some of these things in school when we were talking about ancient texts? No, we were, talking about the Second World War and Vietnam and all this stuff that really doesn't do justice to us, I don't think. We need to really find out what happened in our world right from the beginning, thousands and thousands of years ago. That's because we need to know how to eat. We need to know how the world actually works. And he really does open your eyes. So I recommend, if you want to spend a few hours and get educated, this is one source. Only one. There's many others also.
Well, it's like they always say, the truth will set you free. And when you start to expose yourself and be open to different thoughts. I mean, after all, we would have thought the earth was still flat if we didn't open our minds to other things. So Nico and I share a passion or an interest in Santos' work. I think it's one of the great gifts, and I encourage you to explore his work. It'll open up your world, and I particularly like a lot of his work that has to do with health and healing.
In fact, I just got an email from Justin, and he says regarding the Oxford study, he says he's referring to Oxford University study out of London who touted the benefits of a vegetarian diet and slamming beef and even fish. Thanks a lot. And we'll talk about that after the break. So the number here is 877-927-6648. And remember to please pick up my Health Signals newsletter because you're going to get a lot of information that leads you to what we're talking about.
With great links.
With great links. We'll be right back, folks.
If you're an investor looking for a great weekly investment newsletter, then now is the perfect time to try out Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Every Tuesday, Ken breaks down multiple sectors in his weekly newsletter, Ultimate Growth Stocks, with a full in-depth report including specific trading recommendations within his model portfolio, charts, sector analysis, upcoming economic data, along with intra-week trading updates on newsletter positions whenever the market dictates. Right now, you can receive a full month, that's 30 days, to evaluate Ken's newsletter free of charge to see if it fits your trading plan. At less than $75 per month, Ken provides you with his expert trading advice that can pay for itself in no time. Take advantage of this great offer by signing up for a 30-day free trial to Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks today. Don't let this offer pass you by. Visit the front page of TFNN.com and sign up now.
With the launch of Tiger TV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Ken Shreve, David White, Larry Pesavento, Victor Jones, or Carol Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to TFNN.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Thanks for getting back to us, folks. This is Nico and Paige on Living a Primal Lifestyle, and we have a caller on the line. We'll get to him in just a second. I wanted to deal with the vegetarian diet, the Oxford study that Justin was talking about.
Yeah, he just sent us back an email.
Yeah, and really what's happened there is that most of the studies that are done, we don't know if they're done with grass-fed meats. And
they're not done with grass-fed meats.
And the same with the studies on saturated fats. They're probably done with the trans fat, which is also a saturated fats. So, you've really got to be careful on these studies. So I'll dig into that a little bit more and get back to Justin on exactly what I think about that. Thanks, but on the call, on the line, we have Warren from Denver. Hi, Warren. How you doing?
Hi, Nico. This is Wayne. We've talked back and forth quite a bit.
Oh, yes.
Email and so forth. And I don't know if you need any more testimonies this morning, but
we always need that.
How long long have you been doing this show?
A little over 2 years, 2.5 years.
Well, that's how long I've had my life back. So
awesome.
That's awesome.
Because I was in a very, very miserable place, and then from your very first show, since I started going paleo, my life was much better. We talked about that, and and then your beautiful co-host sidekick there has just been a wonderful addition to your program.
Thank you so much.
That's great. Yeah, I agree with you. It makes my life a lot easier, and
we have fun.
Not only that, she has a lot of knowledge that I don't have, so she really brings me up to speed.
Ways.
Oh, it does work both ways. It's
that's very obvious. Yeah, you both do your own thing very, very well, and it's just been such a help. And
thanks.
And when I don't want to be negative here, but when you touch on the FDA and things like that, I get frustrated just like you people.
Sure.
About what's going on in the world, and I see so much, and there's still so little knowledge out there. I hope it's growing. It may only be growing in my own mind because I see other people that have the same thought process I do. But so many people still just don't understand what's going on. And
well, the paleo community is growing, and there's a lot of good information out there. Also, that comes with a lot of different information that maybe we don't agree with. But as long as it is out there, I think people can kind of muddle through it and figure it out for themselves. Because what we're talking about now is in direct conflict to what the FDA, like you said, is doing, and these people are trying to support the corporations that are putting this crap out. Basically.
Oh, yes. It's so obvious. Yeah, it's terribly obvious.
Yeah, and it's getting more and more obvious with this paleo primal movement, so I'm glad to be part of it.
And if I can just interject, because I love that, because we all know what we're talking about, but I think the problem we get when we refer to paleo or primal, there's this misconception that we don't love raw living foods, and that's the complete opposite. We are talking about that.
That's exactly what we're talking about.
And then we create the same situation that we see in politics, divide and conquer. Oh, you have to be on either side. And I just say we are real food people.
Yes.
Isn't that true? We're real food people.
And food tastes so much better now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is the real bonus, and it's not hard to fix.
Well, that first 2 weeks after I went paleo was the most miserable 2 weeks of my life.
There's a little adjustment there.
It really was. It was come off of drug addiction, basically.
Yeah, that's it. But, and the healthier you are, the easier the transition is, and the sicker you are, the harder the transition is. Mm-hmm. So I think you have to remember that. So if you're having a tough time, be patient. Talk to people in the paleo type of lifestyle, and look up traditional foods, and then you're going to be well in no time.
Well, I totally agree.
Yeah.
And I like your idea of resources. Natural Grocers out here does a wonderful job for us, but
great.
It is tough to find.
I would love that if we had that as we get this site built, because I think then we can say, go to our resource page. We've got some great links, and then people can determine if those sources are feasible for them. Or... Yeah,
and Wayne, be sure to visit Tom O'Brien and Daryl Martin while they're currently in Denver. They're doing the Dynamic Traders Workshop, and it's brought to you by Nadex. So just a little message from Tom. Okay, thanks a lot, Wayne. Really appreciate your call, and call back again.
Thanks, Wayne.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's the show, folks. I mean, it flew
by too fast.
I know, it always goes by too fast. But we'll be back next week with another show. And meanwhile, pick up my Health Signals newsletter and keep your eyes wide open, folks.
Let me tell you something, folks. I have people coming up to me saying, I just can't believe the amount of work that Steve does on his newsletter. And I says, I absolutely agree.
That is a recent clip from the Money Masters show that Tom and I do each day at TFNN. My newsletter service, Mastering Probability, is much, much more than a newsletter. Yes, it's outperformed the S&P 500 by 100% during the last 15 months. But more importantly, it's an extraordinary education, a roadmap for your success. And it's yours risk-free for the next 30 days. Just go to the homepage of TFNN.com and click on my name, Steve Rhodes, and then Mastering Probability, because everyone needs a success strategy. For most, it's a competitive edge, the will to win, the drive to overcome any obstacle. Whatever you call it, winners find a way. Find your way to Mastering Probability today, because your journey to extraordinary rewards is just one click away.